Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for coming this video on making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is week 4. And if you're watching this video, you've made it to week 4 of our Fall into Better Behaviors Challenge. Yep, congratulations. I see a lot of people have slacked off. Typical. I'm not surprised. But for you that have not, I am super duper proud of you. You know, change is never easy. Change is a necessity, but change is never easy. But we're trying to make small, sustainable changes. And each week we're working on something new. This week it's all about substitutions. Yep. Now I'm going to put a disclaimer out. If you don't like any of these, you don't have to do them. Don't sit there and go, oh, well, Dee said and she's an idiot and she don't know what she's talking about. You know what? You do you, boo, and that's how things work out. But these are my favorite swaps. And these are just simple, minimal swaps. These aren't big, huge swaps like there are out there. Trust me, there's lots of swaps out there that I do not adhere to, and we'll talk about that. But the biggest thing in our diet is our pasta, rices, potatoes, cheese, meats, fats, dairy, and grains. I mean, I kind of, pasta, they all go in grains, but they're they're our biggest part of our day. How could we figure those things? How can we swap them out? How can we make them lower in calories and points? Well, bottom line, eat less. If you consume less of any of these, that is better. But if you're from the school of, I cannot eat a small plate of 2 ounces of pasta, I just can't do it no matter what you say, D, 2 ounces is not enough. It's a serving. It should be enough. If it's not, maybe add a vegetable in there. Now, there's just so many things we could talk about. But there's different ingredients and there's food swaps. Now, I'm really mostly talking ingredient swaps here, not necessarily food swaps. Like there's the ever famous cauliflower rice for rice. That's a food swap. I do not adhere to that one. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. It's not rice. It's a vegetable. Now, it's good. I like it, but it's not rice. Just because it looks like rice, acts like rice, doesn't make it rice. But what I will say is I like adding it to rice because sometimes, you could have a half a cup of rice and a full cup of cauliflower rice, which is a 0 point, very low in calorie food, and then eat your dinner. So yeah, I'm opposed to saying I will not eat rice. I'm only eating cauliflower rice and I like it. And you may very well like it, but can you see yourself never having rice forever? You go to a Chinese restaurant, they're not going to serve you cauliflower rice. And please don't bring your own rice. Please. No. You could say to them, if you don't want a whole serving of rice, say, hey, can I only have like half a serving of rice? There's nothing wrong with half a cup of rice. What is it, 3 points? 2.5 points? 3 points? Come on. You could fit that in. And definitely it'll keep you full more than the cauliflower rice will. It will. Cauliflower rice it's cauliflower. It's made of water. So the likelihood you're going to feel full from cauliflower rice is pretty slim. And you could convince yourself all you want that you're feeling full because you want to feel full. We have that mind where our mind tells us what we wanted to hear. Yeah, but talk to me next year. I guarantee you're not eating that cauliflower rice. If you are, you're certainly not. You want to be normal. That's what we strive for. Do normal people not eat rice and eat cauliflower rice? People on diets do. And I don't want you to be on a diet for the rest of your life. And let me tell you something, if that's what you're going to do, that's how your life's going to be. Mix it. If you got to have it, mix it. Same thing with pasta. I love pasta. I'm a pasta queen. And I love zucchini noodles. I do. I think zucchini and tomatoes go so well together. But they're not filling enough for me. So I like to mix my spiralized zucchini with my 2 ounces of pasta. So my plate becomes my plate. And I sometimes have a whole zucchini. I spiralize that sucker on my KitchenAid. Oh, I have a heavy duty spiralizer because that's how much I like it. I spiralize a lot. I haven't spiralized anything lately, but I've spiralized butternut squash. I spiralized cucumbers. I made a Greek salad. It's delicious. Potatoes, and you air fry them. Well, that's another video. But definitely take that swap and mix it, because you could have your full serving of rice and pasta and add that vegetable in there and really bulk it up. So if you're a volume eater like me, Your plate looks huge. It's like, yeah, that I am on the bandwagon for that one. I'm on the bandwagon for combining the both. Half and half is fine too. But to have a full diet of just cauliflower rice, I'm looking at the cauliflower rice haters saying, D, you're crazy. Cauliflower rice is the bomb. I can't tell the difference. You can. First of all, it smells. So yeah. And there's also the hearts of palm rice. Again, smells. But I will tell you, I do like the hearts of palm rice versus the hearts of palm pasta. The pasta, the texture is just, wait, it's off for me. But I'm Italian, of course it's going to be off for me. But again, mix it. I want you to feel full, because let me tell you something. You might be satisfied right at that meal, but hour and a half later, you're going to be looking for something. And I don't want that. And that's when you get into trouble, when you start looking, because, but definitely mix. I love to mix. So we hit our pasta. And I want to go back, well, the zucchini knows, but there's also those, I think Barilla has a protein pasta. A lot of you use that chickpea pasta, which I don't like. I cannot, it's too gummy for me. Now I will tell you, the Tinkyada brown rice pasta isn't bad. I can get it down without a problem. But the Bonza, forget it. Bonza, I think, is just, I can't. I can't. But if you remember, don't eat it because it's okay. You have to like it. You have to like it a lot, because this is how you're gonna. This is your lifestyle. This is not your diet. So you need to go back to this food time and time again. If you're doing it just to get the weight off, let me tell you something. You're in for a rude awakening. But like the Fiber Gourmet, if you want to spend that money, be my guest. I try to just eat the 2 ounces, have a lot of vegetables, bulk it up with veggies and protein. A nice piece, make a nice bolognese with some ground turkey and tomato sauce. Bulk it up, have a nice piece of chicken or some ground chicken. Make chicken meatballs. I mean, we're going to get, the next thing's going to be meat, but like definitely have a big salad. Yeah, you're going to, pasta's just going to keep you full. Cauliflower, I don't even know about the chickpea. I just didn't like. I couldn't get through the gummy texture, and I'm not gonna sit there and go, no, yeah, no, because it obviously didn't last. Look at me, I'm already saying how much I didn't like it. I think I put it once. I'm like, no, I'm buying this again. I even tried with pasta salad. The texture's off for me. So, but definitely, make the choices, make the swaps that you can live with, because in the end, you're not going back to the old one. Just remember that. When you make that transition, you're not going back, because you're going to gain weight then. What you do to lose, you're going to have to do to maintain. That's how life goes. Potatoes. I love me some potatoes. There's no swap for a potato. A potato's a potato. You just weigh and measure them out. They're a beautiful thing. 2 ounces of potatoes, 3 ounces, 3 points. 3 ounces is it's enough potatoes. So you should be sitting there roasting your potatoes, making a baked potato, enjoying your potatoes. So there's no swap for that bad boy. You could sit there and swap like a squash. It's a squash. Have your squash with your potatoes. We all have 2 or 3 points. We should have 2 or 3 points. Having a 0-point protein, you could afford a potato. Meats. Now, a lot of people don't eat beef anymore. They're going to chicken. They're going to turkey. Honestly, I think you should throw beef in the mix a few times a month. Maybe once a week. It's good. It's full of iron. It's good for you. Don't sit there and lean beef and chicken are the same points if you had to point chicken. 0.1 ounce. So have a nice steak. Occasionally that splurge is not going to kill you. It's a good thing. I would say a nice lean piece of beef versus a fattier piece of beef. Now, the higher the lower in fat the beef, the more dry it is. So I tend to go for maybe 90-10, 85-15. I'm willing to count it. If I'm going to have beef, I'm going to enjoy it. Drain it, yes. Do I rinse it? Absolutely not. Some people do. No. That's where the flavor is. If you're going to rinse it, you might as well just have something else. That's just, and again, I'm going to get slammed for that one, but that's what I believe. But if you enjoy rinsing it, then go ahead. But to me, that's where all the flavor is. But yes, I definitely drain it. Get all that fat, that puddled fat out of there. Fats get a bad rap. You know what? There's light olive oil. There's regular olive oil. There's light butter. There's spray butter. Honestly, if you like it, use it. We have spray butter. We have light butter. We have regular butter. Depends on what I'm in the mood for, what I want to put it on. If I'm having corn, I use the spray butter. If I'm having a piece of toast, I have the light butter or the regular butter. It all depends on your mood and what you want to put it on and what you want to spend points on. Honestly, I like the light butter. I don't have a problem with it. You know, you're putting a small amount on. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. You can have a little bit more of the light butter versus the regular butter. Are you really going to taste that little bit? You're going to put some sugar-free jam on it or something else. It seeps into the bread. The odds are you're not going to get the full taste of what you're paying for. So always keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with light butter. Nothing wrong with it at all. Dairies. Oh, dairies is a big one. Yep. I'm going to sit here and tell you that fat-free dairy, some of it just is wrong. It just is. Fat-free cheese is wrong. It just is. It just doesn't melt. It has no taste. There's flavor in the flat. You know, have I not said that there's flavor? That's why we don't rinse our meat. There's flavor in the fat, in the fat. I do like non-fat Greek yogurt. I do realize that in the non-fat Greek yogurt, the sodium is not as high as in the fat-free cottage cheese. I just checked my thing just to make sure. I only have 45 grams of sodium in my non-fat Greek yogurt, but there's 425 in the fat-free cottage cheese. Honestly, the macros are not much different for 1%. So I am willing to count it. It's a microscopic amount. It's worth it for me to have all that sodium because in order for it to taste good, you got to load it up. So you got to watch your fat-free items. Check and see what they're making it, how they're making it taste palatable. You know, like I said, you got to watch. Some people can't have high sodium. People have heart disease, which is why a low-fat diet is important because you're trying to look for saturated fat and trans fats. Not too many things have trans fats as much as it used to, but saturated fat, we're talking about cholesterol, we're talking about heart disease. It is a known fact. So I tend to go for low fat. I have heart disease in my family. I have high cholesterol in my family. So my diet's going to be lower fat. I don't do fat-free for certain things. Now, I love those little zero sugar yogurts. There's 1 and 2 point yogurts that are really good, make a really good snack. Your greens. You got your lower point breads, your higher point breads. It all depends what you want to spend points on. I'm going to tell you that I love 647. I think it's a great low point, low calorie, low fat bread. It's decent. It's got texture. It's filling. It holds up to avocado. It's really improved over the years. I loved 647. I changed over to a higher pointed bread because I felt like I wasn't full enough and I felt like I needed more satiation and I was willing to spend the points on it. So I went to like a Dave's Killer Bread. Now I'm trying to do low, don't ask, gluten-free because apparently I have a sensitivity to gluten. So that's been really difficult. Not my favorite thing, but I digress. Eat the bread you want to eat. Pay the points you want to pay. If you want to have a 3-point slice of bread, have a 3-point slice of bread. If you want it, but no, if you're going to have that 647, that you're going to have to account for that 1 point. You're going to have to realize that maybe I'm going to not have this bread downline. It's hard transition, but whatever you do, enjoy what you're eating, bottom line. I tend to go for low sugar, low fat items. That's my choice, again, because of my family history. We all have choices to make. We all have decisions to make. Are those foods bad? No. You know, I need to watch my fats, my saturated fats, cholesterol, heart disease. It's a known fact that stuff causes that. Now, you could sit there and say, I'm going to eat full fat. Then go ahead. It's your choice. It's your pickle to do what you want. But also know that low fat did come out for a reason. Ingredient swaps. We're talking more. Like, I tend to don't do real sugar. Real sugar causes me addiction, like a sugar addiction. I find that I'm addicted to real sugar. Pure cane sugar. There's something to be said for that. I kind of went cold turkey and then transitioned over to monk fruit. And I have things with monk fruit, and I do not have that pull that regular sugar gave me. So I tend to go for the monk fruit options, some of the stevia options. Depends on the brand. I like Truvia. So certain brands, you'll go through and you'll try different ones and see what ones work for you, work with your stomach. Some people can't take them because it causes them stomach upset. Then don't use them. You have to do what's best for you, not what's best for me or them or her. You got to do you, boo. And that's how, you know, and I tend to use plant-based milks. I use some dairy milk. It just depends. I like the taste of almond milk. I like the taste of cashew milk. I have a lot of lattes during the week, so I like them. There's nothing wrong with, we have 1% milk up in the fridge. I have it occasionally, but on the most part, I like the plant-based milk. So that's the thing. If you like something, then use it. And if you don't, then don't. But don't slam anybody else's choices. Don't sit there and say that is bad. I don't have that, because nothing is inherently bad. Anything in moderation is on the planet. I like using applesauce in place of oil in baked goods. It's a choice. Again, you want to use oil, use butter, go ahead. I'm choosing not to. I don't, here's the bottom line. If you enjoy how it tastes, then you're fine. But if you don't, then don't make those swaps. Don't have it because I told you to do it and you're really eating it and go, this doesn't taste good. I don't know, but it's low in fat. No, you have to like it. And everything I've made, I've liked. If I have not liked it, I've not made it again, because it's just, you have to eat it because you like it, not because somebody tells you to eat it. I think it's fun to try different things. I think it's fun to, and I try to give you, if I find something, just to share it, but you might not like it. Don't get it because D likes it. Well, you're not D. So maybe you're not going to like it, but it's always fun to try because you just never know. I tend to swap out my pancake mix for high protein pancake mix. You don't have to. Some people have added protein powder to their already established pancake mix. Why not? I love when you experiment and try new things yourself, because that's growth. That is showing me that you're in charge of your journey. You're not just listening to somebody and doing exactly what they say. I want you to take things and I want you to make them your own. And I want you to grow, because you shouldn't have to be watching me for the rest of your life. I won't be here for the rest of your life. I want you to make these choices, figure things out, and do it on your own. When I hear people ask me constantly for little things, and I say that they could have probably looked up themselves, but it's easier to ask Denise. Well, sure it is. Do you always want to take the easier route? No. I want to see you take the route less chosen, the route that's, how am I going to figure that out? Let me see if and I have people say, hey, and they've sent me recipes. I've made this and it's really good. And I'm like so proud of them that they sat there and experimented with that. That's growth. That shows me that they're in it to win it. They're in it to change. And that's how change happens. I like to have individually snack bags. That's how, like, one of my swaps is having something pre-portioned. This really isn't pre-portioned, but it kind of is. So I won't go back and eat it, because I don't know about you, but I have a food addiction. I admit that. There's sometimes I can't stop eating out of the bag. But if I only have one bag, I can't go back because I've eaten it all. And shockingly, I don't open another bag. That is shocking. It is shocking. I think you should keep your snacks. This really has nothing to do with swaps, but maybe swapping out your snacks could be. I think you should focus on really good snacking. I feel people don't snack because they're afraid to use points, but are you going to go the rest of your life not having something in between? As long as you could sit there and do your journey with fitting in a piece of fruit, a banana, an apple, a cheese stick, a meat stick. One of those 1-point yogurts make a great snack with a little bit of granola. I usually do a point or two of granola on there. So once you're becoming a 2 or 3 point snack, it's high in protein, it's delicious, and it's satisfying. Because satisfaction keeps you on plan. If you're unsatisfied, that's when you venture out, that's when you binge, that's when you do all these things, because you're not satisfied. We want to get you satisfied. You have to be satisfied. How? By eating the food you like. Not the foods that somebody's telling you to eat, not the foods you think are better to eat. The food you want to eat. How do we fit them in? Swapping things out, making little tweaks here and there. Sometimes cooking it ourselves, unfortunately. Yes, but keep it basic. Keep it easy. Don't get overcomplicated in a 15-step recipe, because I guarantee you're not going to want to make it again. You'll get out of that kitchen. You probably won't even want to eat it once you're done. You'll be like, it was too hard and I don't feel like getting back to it. So keep it simple, keep it delicious, and keep it tasty. And with the things you like, fresh herbs. I've got many a Trader Joe's meal. Throw some parsley in there. It's très magnifique. So yeah, this little, I hope this little video inspires you to, just make small changes. And the bottom line you're going to get from this is you got to like what you're eating, because you're going to eat it for the rest of your life. That's how you keep weight off. Nobody wants to lose weight to gain it right back. I don't. So, and really, I've gained a few pounds, yes. But have I gained 100 pounds back? Why? Because I kept these changes that I instilled. I keep my changes. So yeah, I'm only dealing with 6 or 7 pounds, you know, because I could be dealing with a lot more. Because if I sat there and ate foods I didn't like, I'd be eating those other foods and I would have put on way more weight. I guarantee a lot of people who have gained weight will sit there and tell you they've just gotten off plan, eating the wrong types of foods. So you have to make the foods sustainable. Sustainability is where it's at. You want to continue this. So that is it for this week's challenge. Are you up for the challenge? Let me know in the comment section below if you're still in. If you're back and you haven't been here for a couple weeks, welcome back. I don't know if you're still in or you're still in. You know what? It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. I'm not going to sit there and tell you this is easy because it's not. But it is doable. And that's, you know, it takes work. Work. You have to do the work. I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. And that's a hard one because you're just tired. You don't want to deal with it. You want somebody else. Like, that's why some people look at those injectable drugs and think, oh, it'll make life easier. It doesn't. It doesn't. You still have to do this work. No matter what you're swallowing, what you're injecting, you still have to eat well. Yep. Those pills are not magic. That drug, the injectable, is not magic. It's not going to make you wake up and not desire to eat it. Hopefully it helps curb your appetite. But your mind is why you want it. And that's what we have to teach. So that is it for me. I could talk all day. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know with a big old thumbs up. And if you are new here, welcome. If you've not hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D for healthy lifestyle. And that's what we promote here on this channel. It's lifestyle here. That's why we're doing more lifestyle videos, because, you know, it's life. And come along for the ride. And I will dish with you another day. Tomorrow's what I eat in a day. You'll see the foods that I eat. And I know you want to eat them. So I will dish with you later, Gators. Bye-bye for now.